So Triple G recently said that he's potentially open to a comeback. Now, honestly, I was a bit surprised because I sort of assumed his boxing career was over. Now he's going for the role at head of boxing for the Olympics or something like that, the president of world boxing or whatever that role is that he was going for. But he recently said that he'd be open to a fight, and the fact that he leads still quite an athletic lifestyle and doesn't get too big. And even now, he doesn't look gigantic. Obviously, he's definitely not walking around at a weight where he can make 160 tomorrow. I think he definitely would need a camp if he's going to fight again. And I do think he should fight. If he was to fight again, I think it should be at 160. Assuming he wanted to fight someone who's at like a semi-decent level, If he wanted to fight someone low level or a scrub, it doesn't really matter what weight he comes back at. If he comes back at 168 against a scrub, it doesn't really matter. I don't think Triple G has had the frame for 175. I don't think he has that at all. Doesn't really even have the frame for 160, if I'm being honest. The prime Triple G could make 168 work because he was so good. But Triple G is a comfortable 160-pound fighter. Because you look at the guys at 168, definitely the guys at 175, these guys their frames are just way bigger than him. You look at 160, even at 160, he wasn't a huge 160-pound fighter, but he was decent size in his power and his technique and his IQ and his boxing fundamentals was made him one of the most dominant middleweights of all time, especially in recent generations. And he went up to 168 and done his thing there as well. Obviously, that was the maximum he could go to. He was never going to be able to make 175, or he could have weighed in at 175, but he wouldn't have been able to have any motion at that weight division. But yeah, if he is to come back, it really should be at 160 in my opinion. And you look at the big names at 160, and you say you look like a guy like Gennady. Now Gennady would be too fast, too strong, too young for him by far. But you look at Arislandy Lara. Lara's only a couple years younger than Triple G, and I think Lara's taken a lot more damage in his career than Triple G has. Now Triple G went through some wars with Canelo, took some big shots, but other than that, and Danny Jacobs as well, done his thing. But other than that, he's not been through loads of wars like that. Triple G could come back and probably give Arislandy Lara still, even now, a bit of a run for his money, in my opinion, I reckon. Because Lara's only a couple years younger than him. Lara's probably taken more damage in his career, been beaten more times, Triple G, of course, would have the disadvantage because he's been out of the ring for so long, and he is older as well. He is 3 years older. So there's a lot of different factors there. So we'll see, man. I would be a fan of seeing Triple G come back, but because there is a part of me that doesn't want to see Triple G come back, because if he can't fight a guy like Lara, you think he's going to come back and fight someone who's, not world level. He's going to fight someone lower level, and at that level, maybe they're going to be younger than him. They're probably going to be hungrier than Triple G, and I would hate to see Triple G come back and ruin his legacy by fighting someone who really isn't deserving of fighting someone at the level of Triple G and potentially getting that win on their resume, because Triple G is a guy who's a legend of the sport, an absolutely legendary middleweight boxer as well. For a lot of people, Triple G would definitely be on their Mount Rushmore for all-time middleweights. But yeah, I'll be super curious to know what you guys think. Do you think Triple G could come back? If he does come back, what weight division would you like to see him come back at? And who would you like to see him fight? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.